Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issue currently shaking the foundations of the bold and the beautiful. A deeply emotional story involving truth, betrayal, heartbreak, and broken trust unfolds between some of the show's most iconic characters, Liam, Steffi, and Finn. This is a chapter filled with raw emotion, misunderstood intentions, and the fragile complexity of human relationships when life itself hangs in the balance. Let's dive into the drama. Liam Spencer, carrying the unbearable weight of a terminal illness, made his way to see Steffi Forrester. He had recently learned that Steffi had revealed his diagnosis to Hope, and he wasn't happy about it. Liam's intention had always been to keep his suffering private. He didn't want his loved ones to be overwhelmed by fear or pity. He didn't want Beth, his daughter with Hope, to grow up remembering him as a dying man. That's why he had chosen to tell only a few people, even keeping it hidden from Bill, his own father. But now that Hope knew, Liam felt exposed. Angry and betrayed, he confronted Steffi. Their exchange began tensely. Liam demanded to know why she had told Hope about his condition. "It wasn't your story to tell," he said. "I had a right to keep it to myself." But Steffi remained calm. She explained her decision with quiet firmness. "Hope is the mother of your daughter. She deserved to know what was happening. You have every right to control your narrative, Liam, but you can't shut out the people who care about you. That's not protecting us, it's punishing us." At first, Liam resisted the reasoning, but as Steffi spoke with compassion rather than criticism, something in him broke. The wall of stoicism he'd built began to crumble. His lips trembled, his eyes filled with tears, and then the floodgates opened. Liam sobbed in front of Steffi, admitting how terrified he was, not of pain, not even of death itself, but of leaving things unfinished. He hadn't seen enough of Beth growing up. He hadn't done enough for the people he loved. "I don't want to die, Steffi," he cried. "There's so much I haven't done. So much I still want." Steffi, deeply moved, embraced him. It was a moment of compassion, pure, sincere, and heartbreaking. As Liam wept in her arms, the emotion led to a gentle kiss. It wasn't a kiss born from romance or desire. It was a kiss of comfort, of two people trying to find meaning in a painful goodbye. But that moment was witnessed. Unbeknownst to them, John Finnegan had just walked in. He stood frozen in the doorway, watching as his wife, Steffi, kissed Liam, his rival, the father of her first child, the man he had always felt a quiet threat from. Finn's face hardened. The emotional context didn't matter to him in that moment. All he saw was Liam leaning on his illness to get close to Steffi. Fury ignited in Finn's chest. He stormed into the room, shouting, "What the hell is going on here?" Steffi turned, startled, quickly trying to explain. "It wasn't like that," she said. "Liam is going through something awful. He needed support. That kiss wasn't, I don't care what kind of kiss it was." Finn interrupted. "You let him into our home, into our life again, and this is what happens? He's using this illness to manipulate you." Liam tried to speak. "That's not fair, Finn. I'm not trying to come between, get out." Finn shouted. "Get out of this house. Don't come near my wife again." Steffi pleaded for Finn to calm down, to listen, but he was too angry. His sense of betrayal was too raw. He felt blindsided, humiliated, and emotionally threatened. To him, this wasn't just about a kiss, it was about boundaries, loyalty, and fear that Steffi still harbored feelings for Liam. With no choice, Liam left the house, devastated. Liam turns to Bill. Alone and emotionally exhausted, Liam made his way to Bill Spencer's estate. For too long, he had kept his illness a secret. But now, rejected by Finn, misunderstood, and aching with guilt and grief, he couldn't hold it in anymore. When Bill opened the door, he immediately knew something was wrong. Liam's face was pale, his body weak. "What's going on, son?" he asked. Liam stepped inside and sat down. And then he told Bill everything. The cancer. The prognosis. The pain he had been hiding. Bill sat in stunned silence, unable to process the weight of his son's words. At first, he was speechless. Then, his hands clenched into fists, and his voice trembled with both rage and sorrow. "You should have come to me," Bill said. "You should have told me. We could have fought this together." Liam nodded. "I didn't want to make it harder for anyone. I thought if I kept it quiet, maybe it wouldn't feel so real." Bill embraced his son, the tears flowing freely from both men. There were no words, just a long, silent moment between father and son, one holding on tightly, the other trying not to slip away. Back at Steffi's house, a marriage in turmoil. Meanwhile, tension between Steffi and Finn erupted into a full-blown argument. Finn remained furious over the kiss, but Steffi was done being lectured. "This is my house," she snapped. "You don't get to kick people out and dictate how I support someone who's dying." Finn shot back. "He's using you, Steffi. He always has. He knows how to pull your strings, and you keep letting him." "He's dying, Finn," Steffi screamed. "He came to say goodbye. He was scared and broken and alone. I comforted him. That was all." But Finn wasn't convinced. The image of the kiss played over and over in his mind. Logic couldn't erase it. Steffi, frustrated and hurt, accused Finn of being insecure. Finn, in return, accused Steffi of keeping emotional doors open that should have been closed long ago. By the end of the night, the tension was so thick neither of them could breathe. Steffi retreated to the guest bedroom. Finn stayed in the living room. The silence between them was louder than any fight. A fracture with lasting consequences. Liam's departure from Steffi's home created a ripple effect through the lives of everyone involved. Bill became Liam's rock, pledging to do everything in his power to find treatment, hope, and maybe even a cure. Bill wasn't just angry, he was determined. With the resources he had, he vowed that Liam's story wouldn't end in tragedy. Steffi and Finn's marriage remained unstable. Trust had been cracked, and though they both said they wanted to fix it, neither knew where to start. Their once strong relationship now stood on uncertain ground. Hope, still reeling from Liam's condition, tried to maintain peace for Beth's sake. But she also noticed the fallout between Steffi and Finn and began to wonder if more was going on than she had initially believed. The lines between sympathy, support, and romantic history were blurring again, and nobody was immune to it. The story continues. Liam, facing the reality of his disease and the emotional turbulence around him, began to focus on what mattered: his daughter, the people who stood by him, and the time he had left. Every day became precious. Every interaction, a goodbye. Bill's relentless search for treatment led to new opportunities. A clinic in Switzerland offered experimental procedures. The clock was ticking, but there was still a chance. A small one. But that was all Bill needed. Steffi and Finn would have to decide whether their love was strong enough to overcome jealousy, mistrust, and grief. Hope, standing on her own emotional battlefield, would have to figure out whether her heart still had a place for Liam beyond shared parenthood. And Liam? He was now more than a man with cancer. He was the center of a storm pulling everyone closer to their breaking points. Next? We will dive deep into the captivating world of the bold and the beautiful and explore the pressing reasons why Thomas Forrester's return to Los Angeles is not just desired but absolutely essential. Whether portrayed by Matthew Atkinson or a fresh face in a recast, Thomas's presence on the canvas is vital to tie up loose ends, ignite new dramas, and strengthen family ties. Let's unpack the compelling motivations behind his much-anticipated comeback with intricate details, imaginative twists, and a closer look at the emotional stakes involved in each aspect of his story. 1. Unresolved wedding bells, Thomas and Paris Buckingham's future. First on our list is the unresolved romantic arc between Thomas Forrester and Paris Buckingham, a storyline that continues to dangle tantalizingly in front of fans. Their engagement was a whirlwind of promise, with visions of a grand ceremony filled with Forrester elegance and Buckingham charm. Yet, the show has left viewers in suspense, with no wedding date in sight. Picture this, a breathtaking venue overlooking the California coast, Paris in a stunning gown designed by Forrester Creations, and Thomas wrestling with last-minute doubts. Should Thomas return, the narrative could take a dramatic turn. Perhaps the wedding falls apart at the altar due to a resurfaced secret from Paris's past about a former lover, leaving Thomas shattered but free to explore new romantic horizons. This heartbreak could pave the way for a soul-searching journey, opening doors to rekindled flames or entirely new connections. Fans are buzzing with speculation about whether this failed romance might push Thomas back into the orbit of a past love, adding layers of complexity to his character's emotional landscape. 2. A grieving heart, Hope Logan's loss and Thomas's role. Next, the heartbreaking possibility of Liam Spencer's demise looms large over Hope Logan, casting a shadow of grief that could redefine her future. If the rumors of Liam's tragic exit prove true, Hope will be plunged into a sea of sorrow, grappling with the loss of a significant chapter of her life. Thomas, as the father of their son Douglas Forrester, would have every reason to return to Los Angeles during this tumultuous time. Imagine Thomas stepping off a plane with Douglas by his side, determined to be a pillar of strength for Hope as she mourns. Their shared history could resurface in tender moments, perhaps late-night conversations over coffee as they reminisce about happier times, or Thomas quietly arranging a small memorial for Liam to honor his memory with Douglas. If Thomas arrives unattached, having parted ways with Paris, the timing could spark a rekindled romance with Hope, their mutual pain weaving a delicate thread of connection. This potential reunion, born from tragedy, would add a poignant depth to their storyline, captivating viewers with its raw emotional intensity. 3. A sibling bond, Steffi Forrester's need for brotherly support. Steffi Forrester, the fierce and resilient co-CEO of Forrester Creations, is another key reason Thomas's return feels so necessary. With the potential fallout from Liam's fate and the ever-complicated drama surrounding Luna Nozawa, Steffi is on the brink of facing new challenges that could test her resolve. Thomas and Steffi share a profound sibling bond, forged through years of family turmoil and triumphs at Forrester Creations. Envision a scene where Steffi, overwhelmed by corporate battles and personal grief, finds solace in a late-night heart-to-heart with Thomas at the Forrester mansion, surrounded by portraits of their family's legacy. His return could offer her not just emotional support but also a strategic ally in navigating the chaos that Luna's unpredictable actions might unleash, perhaps a scandal involving stolen designs or a personal betrayal. Their on-screen chemistry as siblings has always been a fan favorite, and bringing Thomas back would reinvigorate this dynamic, reminding us of the strength that lies in family unity amidst the glitz and glamour of the fashion world. 4. A family celebration, Taylor and Ridge's potential reunion. Lastly, the tantalizing hints of a rekindled romance between Taylor Hayes and Ridge Forrester provide a joyful backdrop for Thomas's return. Recent episodes have teased a deepening commitment between the two, with patriarch Eric Forrester subtly prodding Ridge to solidify his bond with Taylor, perhaps with a sparkling engagement ring. Should Ridge take this nudge to heart and propose, a lavish remarriage ceremony could be on the horizon, complete with Forrester elegance and heartfelt vows under a canopy of roses at the family estate. Thomas's presence at such an event would be more than symbolic. It would be a full-circle moment for the Forrester family. Picture Thomas standing beside his mother, Taylor, as she walks down the aisle, his presence a testament to their enduring bond. Even more, imagine him delivering a touching speech at the reception, reflecting on the resilience of family through decades of heartbreak and reconciliation. Whether Matthew Atkinson reprises the role or a new actor steps in, Thomas's attendance at this potential wedding would be a heartwarming highlight, reinforcing the theme of legacy that runs deep in The Bold and the Beautiful. The case for a recast, keeping Thomas alive in storylines. Even if Matthew Atkinson does not return to the role, the character of Thomas Forrester remains too integral to the fabric of the show to be sidelined indefinitely. With a history of successful recasts, The Bold and the Beautiful has the opportunity to breathe new life into Thomas with a different actor, bringing a fresh perspective to his complex personality. Perhaps a new Thomas could introduce subtle quirks, a penchant for sketching late at night as a way to process emotions, or a newfound passion for philanthropy inspired by past mistakes. This reinvention could captivate longtime fans while drawing in new viewers, ensuring that Thomas's story continues to evolve. The show's legacy of dramatic casting changes proves that the essence of a character can endure through transformation, and Thomas deserves that chance to shine once more on the Los Angeles stage. Wrapping up, Thomas's bright future awaits. In conclusion, Thomas Forrester's return to The Bold and the Beautiful is not just a wish but a narrative necessity, weaving together unresolved romances, familial support, and celebratory milestones. From the dangling threads of his engagement to Paris Buckingham to the emotional depths of Hope Logan's grief, the steadfast sibling bond with Steffi, and the joyous prospect of Taylor and Ridge's reunion, every aspect of his comeback promises rich storytelling. Whether through heartbreak at the altar, tender moments of consolation, strategic family alliances, or heartfelt wedding toasts, Thomas's presence would elevate the drama and emotion that define the show. So, stay tuned to the B&B Spoilers channel for the latest updates on casting news and storyline developments. We're as eager as you are to see how Thomas's future unfolds in the glamorous, tumultuous world of Los Angeles. Let us know in the comments what you hope to see for Thomas upon his return.